This is that one. This couldn't happen again. This is that one. This couldn't happen again. This is that one.
Welcome. What's up, Shelby, KTF, Mr. Robinson, Medi, Jack, Tenderfoot, Josh, Laidback, Spiderweb, Seek, AK. How's everybody doing? Another crazy day in the market. Well, the first half was just sideways action, and then we got quite a bit of volatility with the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. EST. We're going to break that down. We're going to talk about crypto, the swings, AMC, a new swing on AMC. I'm going to break that down. I'm also going to be revealing the CryptoPunk I own as of this week, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be revealing, I'm going to show you which CryptoPunk it is. I'm going to tell you all the market value, and feels good to be a CryptoPunk owner. It's a cool way to start the stream. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I don't know, when should I reveal it? When should I reveal it? And it's not like, oh, like I'm gonna say like, oh, I own it, I took a screenshot of it, no, like I'm actually like an owner of this CryptoPunk, which is crazy. It's crazy. So we'll get to that. Let's talk for a little bit. Let's start off with like crypto and like some other markets, and then we'll see where we're at. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's start off with Bitcoin, which fell quite a bit today. You had a 5% drop on Bitcoin today. Kind of broke down. It's a good thing. You know, the technical target was 48.5k, and I just marked it as a green trade when it was like up around over here. If you're in the Discord, you already know that. So yeah, winning swing trade for Bitcoin. Now it's starting to pull back after hitting the first target that I marked, and this is pretty much where it all started. I've been showing you all this triangle pattern for the past couple nights on stream, and it broke down. I think about 8 o'clock last night, maybe. was that 8 o'clock? No, 4 a.m. this morning, actually. This is in UTC. So at 4 a.m. it broke down, and you're currently at your lows. You're making new lows, actually. So you pretty much fell from like 45.6 down to 43K in not too long. So yeah, not much of any levels here. You kind of broke down from your big level. You gave up that 45.7K level. You gave up this previous supply line. So next level I got charted is 42,176 from these highs over here. That's really it for Bitcoin. Tezos, I mean, just perfect. I mean, like, it's not perfect. Like, I still want this to hit all the other targets, but in terms of like the entry in the first target, like the entry of the trade was $3.37. The first target was $4.11. It went right from the entry to the target, and then it came all the way back down. So for the majority of what I wanted it to do, the main part of the swing, you know, the first target, so I could market a winning trade, that's exactly what happened, which is cool. But obviously now, hopefully you can just make a low above $3. We'll see what happens. You know, most of these cryptos just heading straight down the past couple of days. BNT, this was also marked green on the sheet. Now this is almost all the way back to break even, so it's good. You know, we got to mark all of these crypto swings as winning trades. All of them were over a 10% profit. Cool. But hopefully they can be even cooler and just make higher lows and run again. But for right now, they're just kind of like knives falling. That's really all it is for right now. Same thing for Compass, actually hit 2 of the targets for a 50% profit in a couple weeks. Now this is also kind of going straight back down. That's what happens, right? That's why you have your targets. And then also Ethereum, it ran up to that 200-day moving average, and now it's pulling back quite a bit. Very wide range that it's back into right now, between like 3,300 and 2,600. So there is that. And then did oil break out? Oil actually broke down. So we've been talking about this triangle on oil, like crude oil futures, for a while now. It's been in this pattern like for over a month, and as of today, it broke down from the pattern. So that is very interesting. Not much apart from that. Let's see what else is going on. Silver broke down as well. We talked about that last night. Maybe some hidden bullish divergence. Gold still back testing what was once a resistance, trying to flip it into a support. We'll see what happens. This has also got some hidden bullish divergence. You never know. Then the dollar, this broke out. We talked about this. So you went even higher today. So we talked about this breakout from this range last night. It kind of broke out to the upside, back tested the range a little bit, and now it's trying to go again. This is very interesting stuff for the dollar currency index. Really just staying above like 99.1 is your breakout, and it hit the level. This is the level we talked about. I said it should go to this level, and it did. 99.697. There you go. It hit the level, tested. Now it's pulling back a bit. We'll see what it decides to do next. The Hang Seng Index was down a couple percent. It was breaking out for like one day, never really got a lot of confirmation. I guess this is like your resistance level right over here for the Hang Seng Index. And yeah, speaking of Chinese stocks, it was a good thing that NEO was marked green on the sheet at the close yesterday. I told you all in the Discuss marking green on the sheet at, I think it was a 15% gain. Because at one point today, I mean, it was down like 7%. It only closed down 3.5%, but it was down 7% at one point. So we'll come back to the swings in a little bit. Scott Charts, Scotland in the house. That's awesome. Hope you're doing well. We got vibes in the chat. Nerve, I saw what you said on Twitter about your biggest trade. Congratulations. So yeah, a lot of different things going on. What's up, the lump? I think Medi's in here. Lord Bogendoff, a lot going on. But yeah, futures are red. Not that they were a little bit more red earlier. I think they're down about 1/3%. So where do we start? Do we just start with the overall market? I think we should just get into that. We'll talk about like the individual stocks after, as per usual. So let's get started. All right. What's going on with the stock market? Starting off with the S&P 500. Yesterday night on stream, I told you all, we closed right over here yesterday night on stream, and I told you all that it would make a lot of sense for the market to go down, to drop down to the 200-day moving average and test it. So I was pretty much hinting that there was more downside coming into today. However, I was not expecting us to gap down under the 200-day moving average. That was pretty interesting. So we opened down like 1%, and you just kind of gapped right under that. And you were above it for a little bit. I think after the FOMC minutes for a few minutes, you never actually filled the gap. And this is something we were talking about earlier, where like these large gaps have been acting as reversals quite often. That doesn't mean every single time the market gaps up or gaps down it's going to be a reversal, but you could see after you have like a crazy run, you get like one final just blow off the top type of day with just like a crazy gap, and it can lead to these reversals. So we'll see. You know, the thing is, like, you've only had like a week of pulling back, and you just also gave up the 200-day moving average, and your MACD is kind of moving back towards red. So we'll see. I mean, again, it really doesn't matter until we get the price action follow through, or the follow through price action. So your daily is not looking too sharp unless you can reclaim those levels, but the lower time frames are getting a little bit interesting. So you're not in any major levels. I don't know if maybe you're like a fib level or something. Pretty much around the 382. Nothing too crazy that's like super bullish to me on the daily, to be honest. On the 4 hour, same thing. But then on those lower time frames, you're getting some sort of formations. You were oversold for the first time on the S&P 500 today since the bottom, and I did share this in the Discord today. Last time you were oversold on the S&P on the 1 hour was over here. Today you got oversold again, and you do have 1 hour classic bullish divergence developing. I think this was pretty much the last time you had it. It wasn't perfect either. This is a lot clearer. And there was like a lower time frame, like Gartley. Let's see. It's not a great anchor point, but it did actually play out to an extent. Like, it didn't really play out at all actually, but like it bounced at an interesting area. Let me see. How did I anchor this earlier? I think it was this low actually. Like this was pretty much, I shared this Gartley with all of you in the morning in the Discord, you know, and I said the X is not a great anchor point, but it did actually lead to a 1% move higher, and then FOMC just went up, down. But yeah, that's really where you're at. You kind of do have this M shape over here. You got a little bit of a bounce. We had the FOMC minutes today, which I was just listening to CNBC, and a lot of the analysts were just saying the minutes really weren't as aggressive as a lot of people were expecting. I know Cheddar Freeze dropped some notes in the Discord. We can take a look at those. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. So this is via Cheddar Freeze. All participants agreed that elevated inflation and tight labor market conditions warranted commencement of balance sheet runoff at a coming meeting with a faster pace of decline in securities holdings than over the 2017 to 2019 period. Participants generally agreed that monthly caps of about $60 billion for Treasury securities and about $35 billion for agency MBS would likely be appropriate. Many participants noted with inflation well above the committee's objective, inflationary risks to the upside, and the federal funds rate well below participants' estimates of its longer run level, they would have preferred a 50 basis point increase in the target range for the federal funds rate at this meeting. A lot of words. And you know how I look at all of these different things, right? You could have good news lead to a drop in the market, vice versa. Like, I just look at what the price action does. Of course, you want to see what the news is so you can get your own opinion on it. But also, like, it's still hard to tell, you know. Let's go down to these lower time frames. So this was literally your price action after the FOMC, just indecision. You did somewhat go higher, but a lot of indecision in between that. So it's still going to take more time to tell. And that's the S&P 500. In terms of the other indices, the QQQ, we talked about how this was rejecting resistance yet again yesterday night. You got a gap down today. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere for right now. You're really not at any big levels anywhere. So it's just like you got like a little bit of divergence on low time frames, and that's really what we're looking at. I am noticing that today's low of day was pretty similar to this low of day from October 4th. On the 1 hour, yeah, kind of like the same exact thing as the SPY. The Russell 2000, we talked about how this broke back under that 205 level last night. And look what it did do. I said the next support was this demand line. It actually went down to that demand line, and it bounced off of it today for a little bit. Cool, I don't know. Well, this would kind of suck, right? We finally had the breakout of we were in this range, right? We finally had the breakout, and it did nothing. So I don't know. And then your ARK ETF, this one, if you watch this stream, I told you all about this resistance on like Monday or Tuesday night. And yeah, it's pulled back like over 10% off that level. Next support's around 61. And then finally, the NASDAQ broke under the huge level that we've been talking about, right? All these highs and lows at this level, it broke back under it. So you did get some breakdowns today. We'll see what's next. That's really how you have to look at the market. Not how you have to, but that's just how I am looking at the market for right now. Just, you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Lower time frames, they're starting to show you some variables, but that's where you're at right now. I think you're still gonna need some more time. All right, so maybe I'll just get right into the CryptoPunk, and then we'll talk about like AMC. We're gonna talk about the new swing on AMC. I alerted some call options on AMC today in premium. I might go over like how that trade's gone so far. It's not really over, but I basically alerted AMC lottos in premium today. And so I alerted them at 61 cents, and they went from 61 cents to 45 cents to 65 cents to 45 cents to 65 cents, like 3 or 4 times. Like, they're kind of like the market, They were just going up and down and up and down. You know, at one point they were down like 25%. At one point they were up like 15, 16%. But they kind of fell right after the alert. So, and I did have a whole entire workshop about scaling over the weekend. So if you were like scaling, you definitely could have been up 20, 30, 35% when those contracts went up right after the FOMC minutes. But it still really hasn't given the move I'm overall hoping for. Those were just lottos. I even said only put in what you're willing to risk. But we're going to talk about all that on AMC. We'll go back to that in a little bit.
Spy puts, spy calls.
That's the biggest tip in a while, Nerve. Thank you very much. Wow. The 77 and 70 cent donation. Thank you so much, Nerve, for the $77. I really appreciate you. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Nerve, dropping the huge tip. Thank you so much. And yeah, earlier today I shared this divergence, and we can just talk, because we're almost done talking about the market. This is a good time to just bring this up as well. First of all, if you're not in the Discord, links in the description. I shared a lot of market analysis today, and I'd say most of it played out from this range over here that the SPY broke out of. Okay, this played out right even before the FOMC happened, and then I guess even after, and then it actually went up to that 448 level I had charted. You can't see here because my chat cuts it out. And then I shared the 1 hour classic bullish divergence, and then I noticed this 5-minute classic bullish divergence. This was when the market was falling after the FOMC. There was very clear classic bullish divergence. I'm sure a lot of people might have been like super bearish because you just made a new session low, but I saw it kind of just sprung right back into the zone, and it had very, like, this is the type of divergence you want to see. 2 very clear lows on price and a very different amount of negative momentum on your second low, right? You made a much higher low on your oscillators, a lot of less selling pressure on that second low, and you were also declining on volume there. And I think shortly after this, Nerve tweeted out this was like one of his biggest trades or something. So congratulations, you put in the work. You did all the hard work studying and devoting your time to this craft. So pat yourself on the back, and thank you so much for all the support you've shown me. A real day one in the chat, in the stream. Nerve, thank you so much. Vibes in the chat, all right? So yeah, I don't know if Nerve said anything in the chat, but SPY puts, SPY calls. That's all that had to be said, I guess. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to reveal the CryptoPunk in like 2 minutes. Let me read the chat for a second. Champ, have you been watching any gold or silver miners? I don't think I have, no. What's up, IMEI Repair, saying I will watch the recorded version later. Shelby says, I'm locked in 6K with Fisker at $13, ready to see 45 already. I hope Fisker goes to 45. Also, Chatter Free tweeted this, and also there's this new like Twitter. I don't know if it's new. Sorry if it's not new. I just started following this Twitter page called like Fisker ATI or something. It's like a Fisker news page, and Fisker's in a T-Mobile commercial. The Fisker Ocean was in a T-Mobile commercial. Interesting. Yeah, let me see what else is in the chat before we look at this CryptoPunk. Champ mentioned the yield curve being inverted, guaranteed sign of a coming recession. I know a lot of people talking about that. I don't even think we looked at the US 10-year today. Speaking of yields, didn't really do much, but yeah, you know, I've heard a lot. I really haven't looked into like historical stuff with that, I definitely should, because most people know about it. I just, again, that's not really the area of the market that I focus on in terms of like short-term trading, but it is something to think about, I guess. Medi says, can't wait to take a screenshot and own CryptoPunk as well, with the clown emoji. You all are gonna right click and save my punk. Great. Alright, so I guess it's time, alright, to reveal the CryptoPunk I own as of this week. Where do we even begin? Wow, this is crazy. So again, I said it in the beginning of the stream for those of you who weren't here. This is not just like, oh, I own it. Like I'm just gonna like go to like the photos on my laptop and just show you like a screenshot of this CryptoPunk. Like no, like I actually own this CryptoPunk, which is crazy. So I think I'm gonna start off with what the punk is. Like I'm just gonna show you guys the punk, and then you all can guess like how much the punk is worth, and then I can tell you all the market value. Is that how we're gonna do it? Alright, so hit the like button. I need to see 20 likes before I share this CryptoPunk that I own. Give me 20 likes. That's 2 more likes. Come on. There's gotta be 2 people here. Guys, there we go. Real quick, alright? So let's get into it. Wow, we're just doing this. I guess we're just doing this, right? Okay. So before we even get into like what the CryptoPunk is, I don't know what, it's hard. I don't even think OpenSea is listing like the floor price. But this is on another website, and the current lowest price punk available is over $200,000. Yeah. All right. So why did I buy this CryptoPunk? I was just feeling the vibes, and Jack, who's Lloyd Brokendorf in the Discord, asked me this earlier today, like, why'd you buy? I was just feeling the vibes. I don't know. I own a couple other NFTs, which I'm not gonna like talk about. Very like I really don't have that much money in NFTs like outside of this. Well, I'm very new to NFTs, okay? So starting off with just owning a CryptoPunk, I guess, is pretty crazy, seeing as it's like the staple NFT, like one of the, I don't know if it's the first, one of the like first, like really, you know, it's like an OG project, right? So just kind of like hopping into the CryptoPunk space, I guess, is kind of crazy. But yeah, 19 years old, and I own a CryptoPunk. And let me show you all the punk, and then we'll talk about the market value. So this is the punk. All right, CryptoPunk 6837. Drop whatever number you think this is worth in the chat. I just showed you all the lowest current. I think that was the lowest current price that you can get one for or something. So drop how much you think it's. And again, like I'm being like yeah, I own it. I didn't just take a screenshot of it. Like I own this punk. Drop your prediction in the chat of how much it is. So Jack saying $263,000. Zeke saying insane, you deserve a champ. Congratulations on all your hard work. Thank you. Oh wow, we're already at like 30 likes. That's crazy. See, there was like half of you that didn't even just like, you know. 1.2. It's not over a million. It's in the 6-figure range. Plebray saying $215,000. Shelby saying $133,000. All right. I want to wait for like one more. I want to get like one more prediction number, and then I'll. Jack says it's at least $4. It is. It is at least $4. Zeke saying 300,000, pretty much. All right. So the CryptoPunk I own has a market value of about $400,000. Yeah. Yeah. $400,000. Great. The first emoji and reaction I see in the chat is a skull emoji from Plebber. That makes me feel great. I don't know. What do you all think? What do you think? Is that like a? What do you think? Like, Like, be honest. Like, I really don't, like, if you think this was a horrible purchase, like, let me know. Like, again, like, tell me in the chat, like, what are you thinking? Like, I got it this week. I became an owner of this CryptoPunk that you're seeing right now as of this week. Matthew saying, why not buy real estate? Jack is laughing. Shelby saying chicken emojis. Let me know what you think about it. So, okay. Zeke saying, I don't know much about the NFT, so I can't really comment. And he says, you spent 400K on a picture, or you got it for free or with the connection. Spiderweb says, why did you choose that specific punk? Again, not Medi. Jack or Boganoff asked me the same thing. I just felt the vibes. I was feeling the vibes of this crypto. Like, do you not see the vibe? Like, we always talk about the vibes on the stream. You all should be very good at telling the vibes. Like, this punk has the vibes. Can't you tell that? Medi, I did not own this. I do not own this for free, no. Depends if it's for a store value, probably a great move, same for tax reasons. I'm actually not too caught up with like the tax, how people are looking at NFTs with taxes. I really don't even like, I have no clue. Jack says, man spent 400K on vibes. Well, here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing. Here is the thing. I clickbaited a little bit, okay? Well, I guess a lot, but all right. I rarely ever clickbait, okay? Maybe like a 5-day late April Fool's. Now, here's the thing. Like, I'm not clickbaiting how you think I'm clickbaiting, though, okay? I do own this CryptoPunk, all right? I do own it, okay? And Zeke, what Zeke just put in the chat is correct, okay? So it's like half clickbait. Like, yeah, like I can say I'm an owner of this CryptoPunk. I just did not pay $400,000 for it, which is the market value of it, you know? So there's the clickbait, okay? I don't know, the vibes have just been out of here. I needed to do something, I guess. All right, so yeah. What I'm about to show you all, this is not sponsored. I literally bought just enough so I could just say like I own this. But I own, like, again, it's like dinner money's worth of this CryptoPunk. So I do own it. I just haven't really, like, I own a very small fraction of it. So this is not an ad. I didn't get paid to show you all this platform. I just started looking into it. But yeah, it's called Liquid Marketplace. And like I show this to all of you on the screen. Anybody could have just Googled this and just seen this the whole time. But let's first off start with I like NFTs. I think they have a future. But if you think I'm going to be spending $400,000 at 19 on what technically in a way is just a picture, and again, I hate people that say, oh, it's just a picture. Like, I understand NFTs. Like, I've been looking into them. I don't think it's just a picture. But I'm saying, like, just on, like, the forefront image, like, I'm not, trust me, like, if you watch the stream, you know I did not spend $400,000 on this. Okay? You know I didn't spend $400,000 on this. All right? But I do own it. Okay? I do own this CryptoPunk. I own a part of it. I'm not going to say how much. It's, against a very little amount. But yeah, it's called Liquid Marketplace. Basically, they get these collectibles. They have like Pokemon stuff. Again, I'm not paid for this. It's not me showing the platform. This is not an ad. I'm just like sharing it. Like I literally found about this was like launched like yesterday, I think. But they get like collectibles, Pokemon cards, sports cards. They got a CryptoPunk, and then they tokenize them. Okay, so it's 10 cent a token. So they're like I think they're called like punk tokens. It's like 10 cents until like the offering is complete, and then it goes into the secondary marketplace. I think it went up to like at one point it went up to like $1. So it was 10 cents, right? You could get that for like, that was like the offering. And then when it went to the secondary market after the whole entire supply was bought, I guess it went up to $1. And now I think it came all the way back down to like 15 cents or something, which is still 50% higher. But yeah, so I bought a very little amount, but I am an owner. Okay, technically any of you could be as well, but here's the thing, like, again, like, this is a very, very new space. Like, I am not advising anybody to go and buy these tokens. Like, literally, like, I'm just doing this so I could say I own a CryptoPunk for fun. I'm not looking at this like an investment. Like, I thought it would just be a fun way to clickbait, which I never do. And Yeah, so they're saying the market value is 400K. I was looking into like the ETH transactions, and I don't know, it looked like they just transferred it. I don't know who owned it previously. But you can see this is the price per token, 15 cents. It went from 10 cents to 15. But basically, these tokens, they just give you part ownership of this punk, and they do the same thing with other cards. Do your own research. I really don't. I only know like the basics, like pretty much what I just told you. I don't really like. I don't look into it too much. I just wanted to be able to say I own a CryptoPunk, and I thought it'd be fun. If this like got anybody annoyed, I'm sorry. But if you watch the stream, like you saw this coming like a mile away. But now forever. Whenever we got somebody trolling in the stream, like remember how we have like crypto people hop in the stream, and I love crypto too. I started with crypto, right? We have like these people hop in the stream like, oh, stocks are whack, we need to go look at this crypto that's gonna go to the moon, and like, oh, NFTs are the future. And like whenever somebody like that hops in the stream, be like, you're talking to a CryptoPunk owner. So yeah, this is not financial advice. I could care less whether you go onto this platform or not. I want to disclose I do own some of these tokens, and I don't care if they go to zero. It just looks like something that's fun to me. And that's what it is. But this actually relates back to a video I made months ago in a way. If anybody remembers that VV Omi, this has nothing to do with VV and Omi, but that like Logan Paul cryptos do like all that thing when he was like working on that big project. This is not the big project, but I was like looking around, and actually a couple months ago I found out about this place. And if you watch the stream, I did say like a little bit ago that like there's this thing that starts with an L. I didn't want to like say it, but there was like a leaked tweet, and I found out about this, and I wanted to wait until the launch day. And then on launch day, which was yesterday, I got some of these, and I got some other. I got it was like a Pokemon box something. I got some of those, and then I'm a part owner in a PSA 8 Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card, I think. So again, I just want to say I own these things, which I don't. I own them, but I don't own the whole thing. That's the segment. All right, you got clickbaited. If you hate me now, I'm so sorry. I'm really not, because you technically can't say I'm wrong. I never said here's the thing, I was very careful. I never said I bought this for 400K. All I said was the market value was 400K and that I own it. And I do own it, so. Yeah, that was it. Okay, we can talk about stocks now for the rest of the stream, but there we go. So cool. I don't know. Did I get anybody good? Let me know. I should have done this. The thing is, this didn't launch on April 1st, but this would have been a great April Fool's. But also, if I did on April 1st, everybody would have just already known. But like honestly, for me to spend like 400K on an NFT, I'd probably need to have like a net worth of like over like 30 million, I think. And currently, I don't have a net worth over 30 million. I wish I did though. AK says, proud of you for not spending 400K, champ. Had me worried for a second. Jack says, I'm a part owner of Solo. Maddie says, leaves a dislike. Shout out to YouTube for disabling the dislike from showing. Alright, Zeke says, only part that had me be like, wait a second, was that you spent again, I never said I spent 400K on it. I said the market value was 400K, and I said that I became an owner of it as of this week. Again, I made, like, that was something I made sure not to do. I almost slipped up at one point. I don't know if anybody remembers. I almost slipped up, and I just kind of like cut the sentence off. But I wanted to be careful with my wording so I could kind of sell it. But yeah, I do own a CryptoPunk. I just own like a fun size M&M and like a pool size of M&M's worth of the CryptoPunk. Okay. So moving on to AMC. It's a new swing as of today, and I learned some options, which I told you I already kind of broke it down a little bit, but we're going to start with the lower time frames actually, and we're going to go all the way up to the weekly. But starting with the 15-minute, AMC, since it kind of peaked out in the lower 30s, has created this falling wedge. Okay, so AMC created this falling wedge, and it's towards the apex of this falling wedge on the 15-minute chart. You've even got some 15-minute classic bullish divergence on AMC. On the 30-minute for AMC, you've got triple classic bullish divergence. On the 1 hour for AMC, you got hidden bullish divergence on both oscillators, and you are back seeing. This is just how you can see the zone on the 1 hour, but when we go over to the daily, I'm going to show you how insanely important this zone is. But you can just see how many times you've tested this area as both support and resistance, okay? And you are once again testing the same exact area, okay? So you've got like that larger wedge, you've got kind of like this smaller channel, all the lower time frames. This is why I alerted Lotto puts today, but even on the higher time frames, there's other variables, which is why I also alerted it as a swing today. On the 4 hour, you've got potential hidden bullish divergence as long as you make a low above 13 bucks. And on the daily, you've got it's kind of like an inverted pin bar rather than an inverted hammer, but it's very relatively the same psychology. And here's the same exact zone. I was showing you all this zone on the 1 hour, which is pretty much like just this, but let's go back in time. All right, let's go back in time. It was your high from the first insane crazy squeeze in January of 2021. It was your high in 2018. Okay, it was your low in 2016 and like 2 different lows in 2014. All right, this is the huge level on AMC. And on top of all those different time frames I just showed you on the weekly, AMC has hidden bullish divergence and is back testing this huge wedge it's been in. So those are the variables. That's what I'm watching on AMC. There's no certainty that it'll play out. Anything is possible. It has been red for like a week straight. So to an extent, it's kind of like catching a knife, but the variables are there and there's risk management. It's not YOLOing without variables and just randomly buying it with no stop loss. There's a stop loss. There are variables. There's just not necessarily like, you know, any consolidation yet, which is what I'm hoping for. But the thing with AMC though is a lot of times it goes straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, you know? It's not like a lot about those other stocks that just consolidate. All right, so that's the new swing on AMC. Speaking of the other swings, pretty rough streak for the swings. We just came off like a month of pretty good price action for the swings, but obviously with the market pulling back in the last week, it's not been great. However, I did do and I talked about this last night. I've done a decent job of like on a lot of these swings. They didn't technically hit their first targets, but like if you're in the Discord, I told you all multiple times this week that like half the swings I was just marking green. They were all up like over 10%. Like Facebook, I marked green at like 11%. AMC, NEO, I marked green at like a 15%. Bitcoin at like 17%. So, you know, they were very close to their targets, but I was seeing the bearish variables kind of taking place. So I marked them green early, but let's go over the swings. And the ones that are just really is the ones I learned like 2 days ago. Wish and Beyond. Really bad timing. I'll just be, you know, I'll be straight up. When I'm right, you all know I have a huge ego and I'm talking about how I call things. But when I'm wrong, that's the thing. Like I'll make up for it because when I'm wrong, you all know I'm going to show you all. And hopefully I'm not like fully wrong. Hopefully this hammer plays out and it breaks back out again. But this is kind of like, this is why the stop is here. Like this is like the last area for these variables to potentially play out for Wish. So horrible start to this swing. However, if you're scaling and if somehow this is your bottom, that could be legendary. But again, like we're talking like it's hanging on by a thread. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's probably gonna need some help from the market. Got a little bit of a hammer candle, and then Beyond, this one closed like 10 cents above the stop. I mean, it's really tough, right? Like the 2 days it decides to fall like 15%. I guess that's just my luck, but we did have a good round of swings before it. But like still, the one thing that you kind of are trying to do at this point on the weekly is back testing the supply line of this channel. Hopefully you can hold it and then reclaim back above this support level. PENN was down 7%. It's kind of under the range, lowest close during the swing for PENN. So hopefully it bounces somewhere within this blue zone, which used to be resistance and flipped into support. The variables could still potentially play out, but again, it's just not easy when, you know, your market's just doing this, right? It's just not too easy, but that's PENN. Let's see what else we've got. So those are like the ongoing swings, technically that haven't been marked green or red. Now we have some swings that were marked green. Fisker perfectly hit that first target, 23% gain. Now it's pulling back. Added more Fisker to the ETF today, the simulator ETF, the fake money ETF. It's got some 1 hour triple hidden bullish divergence, and it filled this gap over here. So I added some. I think I added around like pretty much around this exact price. I think somewhere around here. I think. So I added some more Fisker today. Hopefully, it can just stay above this resistance zone, which would be just staying above like 1277. Okay. And CLOV is not currently an ongoing swing, but we can just talk about it because I like talking about them together. CLOV has like this wedge forming and some classic bullish divergence on the 1 hour. And then on the 4 hour, CLOV is back testing, actually, sorry, on the daily, CLOV is back testing a previous area of resistance from these highs over here and from these highs over here. And it did get a bullish pin bar candle or close to bullish pin bar candle today. But that's really it. It also, you know, on the flip side, kind of broke like a little bit of a demand line here. So mixed variables, we'll see what happens. I added some more CLOV to the ETF as well. Remember, and just speaking of the ETF, a lot of the positions are like red right now. Again, we kind of started the ETF not the best timing. It was like during the crazy market rally. Like we just had an insane market rally. So that's why I said, and we still really haven't used up that much money. I mean, I can take a look really quickly. That's what I said right off the rip. Don't even really look at it for like the first month or two. It's going to take us a long time to scale into the market. But like, let's see how much we've used. So the overall return is negative 0.73% of that's the overall return of the fund. The S&P itself was down 1% today, so the S&P in one day fell more than like how much we're down like overall in like weeks. But we still have like 8.3 million out of the 10 million remaining in cash. So it's gonna take us some time. But I did add to some of the positions in my personal fund. Again, all fake money. CLOV and Fisker were two of them. I also added to SoFi a little bit in the simulator ETF. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding to Ford just yet. That's another one I have in my personal fund of the ETF. We can move on to Ford though, however, which did, and this is why I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding it right now. It confirmed hidden bearish divergence today, and it did hit the stop. It broke under this previous low. It just didn't work out. Again, we just had probably like 10 swings work out in like the past month, and some of them are not going to work out, and this one just did. That is what it is. Even on the weekly, like, great, you know, it bounced. We talked about this like last night. It bounced off of it here, bounced off of here, bounced off of here, and then the one time I put out a swing, it doesn't bounce off it. But I think I also did put out a swing on Ford like right over here, like literally at this exact bottom almost. Somebody drop a one in the chat if you remember that Ford swing. The targets were a little bit shy of the actual move it made, but it was a nice entry. So that's Ford. That was marked red. NEO was marked green yesterday, but we can still give updates on it. It's back under 22. I'd like to see it break back above 22 bucks. You did have that bearish engulfing candle yesterday. You kind of got a hammer candle today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And then Facebook, I also marked this green on the sheet yesterday with that bearish candle. Hopefully you can just hold above 218.5. That's your highs from way back over here. And then finally SDC. This one, like, I didn't have to even like market green early. It actually hit the first target for a 33% gain. And after hitting the first target, now it's pulling back. So those are the swings. In terms of some other stocks, GameStop, we were talking about AMC and how I'm liking those lower time frames. Again, not financial advice, nothing is a certainty, but GameStop looks pretty similar with some classic bullish divergence on the 1 hour and this bull flag. We talked about this last night, but I would like to see it get back above this 160 resistance. Tesla is a good example of, as a trader, and by trader I mean somebody who's trading the market up and down both ways in the short term, not only do you have to be right about your thesis, but your timing has to be right for you to be in the profitable or the most profitable scenarios. Okay, I had multiple streams, or maybe at least like one stream last week, talking about how I was bearish on Tesla. If you're in premium, we had a whole entire like put trade spree. I think like 2 of them worked, but one of them was pretty tough, and then 2 of them just failed. And I was bearish on Tesla, and I talked about all the variables I was watching. If you go back to last Thursday's stream, and just one day, all it took was one day to invalidate everything, and now it's all kind of playing out. But yeah, so pretty much like right over here, I said I was bearish on Tesla, and it just wanted to do this little, there's the compass operator, the imaginary figure controlling the markets, just soared up on Monday. I don't know, there was like the news over the weekend with Tesla and their deliveries, I believe, and then Elon bought Twitter. That news came out on Monday. I saw like there was all that on Monday, but just one day. So yeah. If this would have just happened like last Thursday or Friday, I would have had probably one of my biggest trades in months, but it didn't. I actually still was able to trade Tesla puts this morning. It was like a scalp. It was like literally 2 or 3 minutes, and I made 50% profit. I was like, all right, I'm out. It was like, I think it was like somewhere like right over here, and I just like, all right, I'm out. Like I got in, I went to like make my coffee. I looked at my phone, I was up 50%. I'm like, I think that's a pretty profitable cup of coffee. So I just took my profits, but I still was able to trade it again. But yeah, I shared some like short side targets, and 2 of them actually hit today. We can go way back up. So this was all of my bear thesis for Tesla. Oh, it just had 1 extra day, which was Monday. Pretty frustrating to be. Medi made the CryptoPunk that I own, okay? And again, I can say I own it. I don't own all of it, but I own it. Medi made it his profile picture on the Discord. But yeah, Tesla, it just had that 1 day. But so I shared these bearish targets on Tesla, and actually 2 of these hit today. Even though, again, it up thrusted first and had that fake out day on Monday. But even apart from all that analysis from last week, if you watched my stream, I think on Monday, I showed you all that Tesla, you know, it didn't really, the bearish cipher didn't work out at the 786, but I showed you all on Monday night stream that it did hit the bearish shark PCC, and it's actually down 10% since then. So there's Tesla. I mean, just Comst Operator's been pretty rude to me this week. Even like I shared Tilray calls yesterday, and then now today it decided to go up like 13% in the morning. However, I was able to share, I told you all that I alerted, I think I did tell you all that I alerted spot puts and premium yesterday. Those were up 200% today. And I alerted them at a pretty nice place yesterday too, if I can find it. I believe it was right here, right on this demand line breakdown. I alerted puts like right here, and those went up like 280% today, I think, at the highs. But that's pretty much the week in the recap so far. Futures are down about 0.25% right now, and yeah, Medi says I'm officially a part owner as well. You also went on Liquid Marketplace? Again, I want to make this clear. I put in a very little amount of money, okay? A very little amount of money. I just put in money so I could say I own it as like a joke. I didn't actually like invest in this coin and stuff. I'm still learning about this platform. I don't know whether or not, like, I'll never give you financial advice, but actually there's still a lot for me to learn here. I do think it's a very interesting concept though, what they're doing, but I just don't want to like show it or anything, which I don't think I am, but it was a good opportunity for me. But yeah, it's interesting. It's like, you know, if the value of that punk or just punks in general go up over time, you know, even if you're a part owner, technically that there's your use case for that. But again, it's vice versa. If the value of punks go down over time, same thing, right? But yeah, I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm being very clear about that. Not financial advice, and I don't think there's any phrase I've said more on the stream than those 3 words. All right. The guy says, I'm so glad the NFT space has died down. I don't know what NFTs did to you, but okay. Or you just don't like them? Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on NFTs by any means. I own like apart from like that, like those and like those tokens and whatnot. Like I own like a couple other NFTs, which yeah, again, like I haven't even looked at them in months, so I'm just like kind of still just testing the waters. I think a lot of people, where a lot of people did mess up with NFTs is like they FOMO'd in, and I think like if NFTs are going to be what all these people say they're going to be, there's going to be time. A lot of people are acting like, oh my gosh, you need to go all in like right now, otherwise you're going to miss the boat. Like I think a lot of people like approaching new markets with a lot of FOMO and just you have to be quick so you can get in at the low. Like for me, it's like if the value's there, it'll steadily go up over time, and I want to see that happen, right? I'm a person that needs data, which means I need time. So that's what's going to take for me to continue to what's the best word to use? I wouldn't say accept, but give more attention to NFTs in general. But you know, if they continue to prove themselves, there could be a day in the future where I start the stream talking about crypto like I do, then we talk about stocks, and then we talk about like NFTs. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I just think right now it's just kind of like it's kind of like how crypto was back in like 2018, 2019, which is kind of like the Wild West. Like, you got to be careful. There's a lot of scams going on, a lot of people just in it for quick money. So that's why I like kind of waiting for like all like the things to be sorted out by themselves, and then I'll kind of see where we're at. The guy says so many useless ones and scams. I'm down for good uses of them. Okay, respect. Josh says I have some Top Shot if that counts. I was on the fence of getting Top Shots for a while. I never ended up getting them. This was like, I think like almost a year ago too. Jack says, I don't know if my understanding is poor. If it's like art, I find it hard to perceive the value in art, so I've just stayed clear for them. I don't think, yeah, I'm not like super bullish on NFTs. It's just art. I'm bullish on NFTs that have art and utility. I know there's a few of these projects where like you get like access to events like Gary Vee's project or like the Full Send Meta card. You know, a lot of like artists can use NFTs as a way to connect with their audience. Yeah, use case is everything, right? But also, and that's the thing about VV, which I'm sure if you watched my video on VV like months ago, like that's also was pretty cool to me. Like, if you get the licensing, and we have like some of these huge brands, like they have like the Powerpuff Girls, Back to the Future, Spider-Man, Disney, they got like Mickey Mouse NFTs. Like, when you get stuff like that, that's when it gets interesting, because the fan base, like they even have like Star Wars, like, you know, because it's just like it's like the same thing as like buying a painting that from like an artist you like, or having a sports card, right? Why do these pieces of cardboard get so much value but images can't? I don't know. It's a space I'd like to talk more about on the stream in the future for sure.
Is that all you think of, money?
People joke about being able to screenshot, but the original one is always identifiable. The funniest thing to me, and sometimes like I like replying to people, and like whenever I stick somebody like, you know, tweeting something about like an NFT, and then somebody says thanks for the NFT, I just screenshotted it. I always like saying one thing that, and if anybody like, if you know what I'm talking about, like all you have to say to anybody who says, oh, I just screenshotted it, go tell them to sell it. Go tell them to sell it. Okay, go tell them to sell it. That's all you gotta do. Go sell your screenshot. Josh says, I like Top Shot because when I was a kid, everyone owned ball cards. When FTM NFT? I don't know. Oh, can we also get some vibes in the chat from Mehdi? Mehdi's not feeling great right now, so let's get some vibes in the chat for him. I don't want to like speak for him, so I don't want to like say like how he's feeling or whatever, but just not, you know. Let's get some vibes in the chat, Mehdi, help him feel a little bit better. Jack says, I'll be bullish when Twitter puts the network verified on the profile pic. Punks will let you have an ETH verified on the profile pic and it'll change. Doesn't Twitter already have like the NFT profile pics? What do you mean? Puts the network verified? I'm a little bit confused by that. I just don't understand it. All right, Mehdi. So if the market value, okay, of the NFT that you claim to have is 400K, you guys are joking around for $2. All right, go sell it for 400K. Then go sell it for anything over $1,000. Okay. And now we've got people bidding on Mehdi's screenshot of the NFT. That's great. Great job, everybody. Great job. Future's falling again. But yeah. Technically, I could have the guy saying how much did CB spend. I'm not gonna say how much I spent. It's like a very small amount of money. Technically, I could have just spent 10 cents and said I'm an owner, because that was like the lowest. That was like the floor. It wasn't 10 cents, but it still was a very low amount. But yeah. Check social chat for what I mean. Is that something I can show on the stream? Twitter will verify NFTs. Are they not verifying NFTs that you can have? I don't really know how it works right now. That's the thing. All right, so that's gonna be it. Okay. That's gonna be tonight's stream. Thank you again to Nerf for the $77 tip earlier. Thank you all for the 30 likes, for all the support. Great stream tonight. I did think like a couple people were gonna get like butthurt about like me like doing that whole CryptoPunk stuff. Thank you all for like just understanding like it was just for fun. You all were great, and even if somebody was butthurt, you can't say I don't own it. Okay. But you can't say I don't. You can't say I don't own all of it. I guess I don't know. And also, like, it is what it is. All right. Have a good night. We'll see what the market does tomorrow. I believe a lot of Fed members are speaking, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah. All right. Have a good night. Thank you for watching the stream. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not in the Discord, the link to join the Discord is in the description. There's also a free course in the description. And if you want to donate crypto to Ukraine, that link is also in the description. Have a good night. Peace out.